sulat ko lang po. Okay.
May we request the players to please proceed to your respective benches for the introductory callouts in a bit. Thank you. Good day, basketball fans! We are here inside the San Beda University Gymnasium in the city of Manila for the National Sports Athletics Championship 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. It is the first game of our Sunday quadruple header featuring the Arellano University Chiefs going up against the St. Clare Saints. Let us now meet the players for the Arellano University Chiefs. Number 0, Aaron Manansala. Number 1, Tima Ongotan. Number 3, Ern J. Jeronimo. Number 4, CJ Libay. Number 5, Basti Valencia. Number 7, MJ Langit. Number 9, Yuan Kamay. Number 10, Leighton Buenaventura. Number 12, Renzo Abiera. Number 14, Mav Vinoya. Number 16, Trey De Leon. Number 17, Carl Flores. Number 19, Kyle Anama. Number 23, Sherbo Demetria. Number 20, Prince Baraka. Number 25, A.G. Borromeo. Number 26, Prince Perez. Number 27, Axel Mendoza. Number 33, Christian Vergara. Number 41, Ray Ladica. Number 42, Sai Hernal. And number 78, Denver Maluyon. And now let's meet the players for the St. Clair Saints. Number 4, Richmond Montejo. Number 6, Clint Manzano. Number 11, JP Correa. Number 12, Angelo Parinas. Number 16, Soy Soy Escobedo. Number 19, Ian Delgado. Number 21, Musa Diona. Number 22, Aljon Loyola. Number 24, Choco Borcelo. Number 25, Angelo Ibanez. Number 32, Leonard Tesabel. Number 34, Agat Malor. Number 55, Mark Soriano. Number 75, Cruz Dumangkas. And number 77, Juan Castañeda. May we request everyone to please rise if you're able and remove your hats as we sing the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, tewas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuyak ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tulog sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinagang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal.
may now be seated, and we will request the players to meet at center court for the traditional handshake.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in the heart of Manila. We have a quadruple header here between starting with the Arellano University Chiefs and the St. Clare Saints. So it's going to be a tournament wherein we determine the best of the best here in collegiate hoops. So I hope you guys are all sitting on your couches and watching more collegiate basketball here at the San Beda University gym in Manila. So we'd like to welcome you all to the coverage here for the NSAC basketball tournament. It's one of the NCAA powerhouses, the Arellano Chiefs, versus the NAA SCU champs, St. Clare Saints. As we look at the schedule for the quadruple header today. We have Arellano versus St. Clare with a tip-off at 10 a.m. We have San Sebastian against NU at 12 noon. We have the CSB Blazers against the Lyceum Pirates at 2 p.m. and the DLSU Green Archers and the San Beda Red Lions at 4 p.m. So once again, I'd like to welcome you all here at the San Beda University Gym, the RC Gym here in Mendiola. I'm Diego Vergel de Dios, calling the game between Arellano University and St. Clare. So Arellano is playing their first game here in San Beda. Meanwhile, St. Clare is coming off a painful loss to FEU Tamaraos yesterday. So they're looking to rebound and try to beat one of the best teams in the NCAA in Arellano. So it's going to be a fun and exciting tilt here at the NAA, here at the San Beda University Gym. So first, let's look at some of the tournament format and what we'll look for here in the group stages. So these two teams are part of Group C. So they have FEU also in their group, and they also have Letran in Group C. Meanwhile, Group A, we have Ateneo, CSB, Lyceum, and UP. And we also have NU Perpetual, San Sebastian, and UST in Group B. And we have Adamson, LaSalle, Mapua, and San Beda in Group D. And they will go through a round robin here in the group stages, which will determine the next phase here for the tournament format here in the NSAC College Basketball Tournament. So I'd like to first discuss more about the Arellano team led by T-Mac Ongotan, one of their top players. And you could see that T-Mac is really going to be the catalyst on offense and defense involving some of their players. And you'd also note that some of their top rookies from the Braves team in the high school division will also suit up for the very first time for Arellano. Meanwhile, for St. Clare, as mentioned, they did come off a loss against FEU, but they really want to beat one of the NCAA teams for Arellano. And as we could see first, let's look at the official lineup for Arellano. We have Manansala there, one of the top rookies. We have Libang, Valencia, Ongotan, some of the top players from their previous roster. Meanwhile, for St. Clare, we have Montejo, we have Soysong Subido, we have some of their FSAs like Diona, something to really look forward to for St. Clare and their official lineup and roster. Let's see what they have in store for their second game here in the group stages. St. Clare really relies a lot on their defense, really create a lot of opportunities. So for Arellano, they do a lot of run and gun, create a lot of opportunities from defense. So it's going to be a really fun, speedy tilt, I would say, like a lot of running, a lot of easy baskets in the rim for both schools. Starting five here for Arellano. We have Ongotan starting, we have Libang, Valencia. So the usual names for the University Chiefs. We have Ibanez, Diona, Soysoy Escobedo, Manzano, and Montejo starting for St. Clare. Tip-off first goes to the University Chiefs. Ongotan having trouble, and he commits a first turnover for the University Chiefs. Ball heading to the blue shirts of St. Clare. No full court press to start things off for Arellano. Montejo, ball screen. Float game for Montejo. Misfired on that shot. But it's a good execution in the first possession for St. Clare. Misfired on that layup for the University Chiefs. Now St. Clare pushing the rock on the other end. Montejo, drop pass. Anticipated. Ball staying with the blue shirts. Shot clock still at 17 for St. Clare, with 9 and 20 left in the opening period. Turnover. Now Ongotan, 2 guys to beat. Sidestep. Couldn't make it. Gets the rebound. Still couldn't convert. Now St. Clair wants to push the pace with their advantage. Escobedo couldn't make it. Now Kamay. DHO action. Ongotan was aggressive in that play. Forced personal committed on St. Clair. That's Montejo committed the first personal, first team foul for St. Clair.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
So Vinoya, one of the top big men for Arellano in season 101 in the NCAA. Looking to replicate that here in the season 102 as he prepares here in the NSAC College Basketball Campus Tour. Let's see what Arellano has in store. As Angelo Hebanyas with the personal first team foul, second team foul for St. Clair. Baseline action here for Arellano. Libang, 12 to go in the shot clock for the Chiefs. Pick and roll, another turnover for Arellano. St. Clair pushing the rock, that's Montejo. Looking for their FSA, Diona, using his size to get a clean look. Overcooked that shot though, his first attempt. Here's Kamay looking for a friend, gives it to Vinoya. That's a 3 for Mav, and he converts for the first 3 points of the ball game. 3-0 lead for the University Chiefs. Kamay putting a ton of pressure on Montejo on this sequence. They start their play in the low post again, and the 4 guys with off-ball movement. Ibanez, 2 dribbles, stops, double team. 3 to go in the shot clock. They commit a miscue. Vinoya threw it away. Montejo, 2-on-1 fast break. Sidestep, Beauty can't make it, but Ibanez cleans up the mess. That's 3-2 lead now for Arellano. As the referees, it's a slight stoppage of play, but no call, no extracurricular activity. We resume play. 7.5 left in the first quarter. Arellano up by 1 against St. Clair. Pick and roll action again for Arellano. Kamay makes the basket. 5-2 lead now for Arellano. Here's Richmond calling the shots, directing traffic here for St. Clair. Double screen up high. A bit too aggressive was Libang on that show, on that screen, and he commits a personal.
Foul number 4, CJ Libang.
That's his first personal, first team foul.
First team foul. Shot clock at 14 seconds.
2 screens used there by Montejo. Now it's Escobedo, 2 dribbles. He stops. 4 to go in the shot clock. Diona way behind the arc. Does he know it? Commits a turnover on that instance. Here's Ongotan. Extra pass to Libang for 2. 7-2 lead now for Arellano as we've passed the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. A lot of DHO action for St. Clair, leading to a Diona roll, but telegraphed by the Arellano defense. Ongotan, sidestep, Beauty, and 1 for Timac Ongotan.
Foul number 25, Angelo Ibanez.
Ibanez commits his second personal. A substitution here for St. Clair. We have Delgado coming in, and we have Borcelo coming in. You see the extra pass by Timac Ongotan on that instance. And here he did all the work, went for the side step, layup, plus a foul. The top player of Arellano in season 101 of the NCAA, averaging 17 points and 6 rebounds. Just unfortunately suffered a painful loss to Letran. But Timac has a ton of upside to perform here at the NSAC College Basketball Campus Tour. Kickball for the Chiefs. The shot clock resets to 14.
Substitution for St. Clair.
We have Decibel coming in. So 3 early substitutions here for Coach Gino Manansala. Looking to find the recipe As he has mentioned in our pre-game talk, they're still trying to recruit the players here. They're still in the early stages of the recruitment as they've lost a lot of key players from their previous NAA SCU season. As what a block there by Libang. They couldn't control possession though, so Diona, second chance opportunity for Musa Diona. Lead is cut to 5 for Arellano. Kamay makes another layup for Kamay. That's already 4 early points for Yuan. 11-4 lead for Arellano as we're approaching the midpoint of the first frame. Delgado can't get through, gives it to Diona. Nice swipe by Ongotan. One guy to beat. Missed the layup though. That was enough disruption by Diona. But now he's able to make another basket for Timac Ongotan. Able to bounce back after that layup as he asks for a substitution from Coach Chico. So we have Geronimo getting ready to check in. And we also have Ray Lapa, one of the Braves players, top players in the high school division. He's coming in as well. Also Hernal coming in for Arellano. So they look to welcome some of their rookies. Yung Arellano with 4 main rookies from the Braves team. It was really, that was a finals run for them. They're trying to implement and put all these players into their seniors team. They didn't need to recruit. It's more of an internal recruitment for the Arellano squad. So this is the first taste of action for them. Sai Hernal commits the first personal second team foul for Arellano. Demetria and Abiera coming in for Arellano. 2 holdovers from their previous campaign in the NCAA. We're really expecting a ton from them as the veterans of this squad. 6 to go in the shot clock for the Saints. Where do they go? They go to Escobedo. Fakes. Can't get a clean look. Another stellar stop there for Arellano. Their defense has been amazing so far at the early stages of the first quarter. And Coach Chico has been harping on that since the previous season in NCAA as the point of emphasis for their school. Now Geronimo using the ball screen by Demetria. Can he get an opening? That's another and one conversion for RJ Geronimo. Perfect screen there by Germon Demetria. Gave him a slight opening. He was able to finish with an acrobatic layup. That's the second and one conversion for Arellano and the first double-digit spread. 15-4 lead now for the Chiefs. 16-4 lead now for Arellano, approaching the 4-minute mark in the opening period. We start in the perimeter once again. We have Borcelo looking for a friend, using the screen of Diona. Arellano switches, shot clock down to 4. Borcelo misfires. St. Clair having trouble with their offensive sets, specifically in the half court as Abiera couldn't convert on the triple attempt. So Abiera is one of the sharpshooters of Arellano, looking to find his rhythm, gain confidence, especially making a ton of threes. In the NCAA division, he converted 18 in season 101. As meanwhile, Diona converted on that putback to cut the lead to 10 for Arellano. And they force a stop. But Arellano with terrific transition defense. Now it's a half-court option for St. Clair and a personal foul committed by Abiera. We also have another NBTC All-Star, Aaron Manansala, coming in for Coach Chico Manabat. As the St. Clair Saints sue for time, and we'll be back after this. Back here for the resumption of action. Arellano with an early 16-6 lead against the St. Clair Saints. 3:07 left here in the opening period. Building off their quarterfinal finish in the NCAA. Arellano with a ton of holdovers, just some players graduating. But the key core, they continue to sport the Arellano jersey. Head coach Chico's really pleased that not a lot of his players decided to play in the pros or move to other schools. That's something he tries to tell his players, that they really have a program and a culture to build off here in the Arellano program, as a St. Clair misfired on that triple attempt. Now it's Manansala pushing the rock, uncorks a three and converts right off the bench. Aaron Manansala, 3 points right away, 19-6 lead for Arellano. A swipe there. EJ, another basket for EJ Geronimo. Another basket for him. Second and one for Earn J. 21-6 lead now for Arellano. See the jump, the vertical deep there by Manansala, making that triple attempt. But it was the superb defense leading to the basket for Geronimo. That's why Arellano now erecting a 21-6 lead here at the latter part of the first period. Couldn't convert on the end one, but another free throw attempt as a laying violation was committed by St. Clair. Still couldn't make it there was Geronimo. St. Clair clears the boards. 21-6 lead here for Arellano with 2 and change left. DHO action. Another elite defensive sequence here for Arellano. 4 to go in the shot clock. Jumper is converted by Castañeda. Yesterday, Castañeda was also a top performer for Coach Gino. They cut the lead to 13, but answering back right away is Earn J. Geronimo. 23-8 lead now for Arellano. Soriano gives it now to Manzano. DHO again for St. Clair. 10 to go in the shot clock. Soriano can't find an opening. 6 to go in the shot clock. 3 attempt. Couldn't make it for St. Clair. Now Arellano pushing the rock, looking for easier baskets in the half-court offense. That's a 3 attempt again for Manansala. Off to the right. Arellano clears the boards. Now it's Manansala with a midi for 2. 25-8 lead now for Arellano. Soriano attempts a 3. Too strong on that one. Ball stays with the blue shirts. Substitutions for St. Clair, we have Desabel, Loyola, and Malong coming in, and you have Abiera back in for Arellano. As they're shuffling their cards, and the preseason first game here for Arellano, giving a lot of run for their players as Flores. Also getting the opportunity here, Carl Flores, the University Chiefs. 11 to go in the shot clock, a 3 attempt. Couldn't make it for Castañeda. Now Langit saw the corner open. Couldn't get a clean look though. Ball stays with Arellano as Coach Chicos calls for time. 25-8 lead for their program as he looks to set a baseline play here, as we'll be back after this break. Back here for the last 52 seconds in the first period. Arellano with the impressive showing here in the first period. 25-8 lead catapulted by their defense, forcing 9 turnovers already for the Arellano University Chiefs. You could see that that's really the recipe to success. Forcing turnovers, attacking the rim, dominating the points in the paint category. Not really shooting a lot of threes, but you could see that Arellano's recipe been tough for St. Clare. Slower start for them compared to their outing yesterday against the FEU Tamaraos. As Manansala, another basket. So the superb rookie, Aaron Manansala, already a weapon for Coach Chico because of his outside shooting prowess. 19-point lead now for the Arellano University Chiefs. Another steal. What a layup by Manansala. Went to the offhand. Just couldn't make it. That's 2 free throw attempts off a foul by, they call it on Ryan Castañeda, first personal foul. As we have Chris Ian Dumangkas coming in for St. Clair. Is there going to be another substitution, or referees clarifying something with Dumangkas? While they're clarifying a few things, let's talk first about the game and how Arellano has been dominant in the defensive end. It hasn't been one of their issues. Really, even in the NCAA, you can see that they have the athletic guards, the athletic wings to disrupt the offensive sets of the teams such as St. Clair. And you could see even their rookie recruits like Aaron Manansala already making his presence felt in his official debut for the Arellano University Chiefs. And he also has some veterans to listen to and learn from, such as Timac Ongotan and even Basti Valencia. You could see that Arellano, they look to rebound and try to showcase that they can really play with the likes of San Beda, the likes of St. Benil in the NCAA. It's a good springboard for them to play here in the Asiabasket NSAC College Basketball Tournament. Blackjack now, 21-point lead for Arellano. Last shot time here with 6 seconds between shot clock and game clock for St. Clair. They're having trouble getting a clean look in the offensive end. Double dribble violation whistled on Montejo. So 7.1 left for Arellano to add to this lead. We have a defensive substitution for St. Clair. We have Angelo Parinas coming in for Agat Malong. Here's Langit. 4 to go. Langit kicks it, a 3 attempt. Couldn't make it for Buenaventura. As we head to the end of the first quarter, Arellano is up 29-8. We'll be back after this break. Back here for the second quarter here at the RC Gym in San Beda University. It's the first game of the quadruple header for the second game day of the NSAC College Basketball Campus Tour. We have Arellano against St. Clare. So Arellano is in their first match here in the tournament. Meanwhile, St. Clare is already on their second contest as they did suffer a 24-point loss against FEU yesterday. So Arellano is coming off a quarterfinals appearance in the NCAA. Meanwhile, for St. Clare, they're still the defending champion in the NAASC League. They have an current 8-peat. So they're still trying to prepare for that league. Try to get the 9th championship under Coach Gino Manansala. As they try to find more weapons to reclaim the crown back to their school. As we start play now with St. Clare setting up their offense. They swing the ball around. Now it's Escobedo. Escobedo uses the screen of Diona with 6 to go in the shot clock. Another turnover for St. Clair. Arellano's defense continues the phenomenal showing as De Leon uncorks a 3. Too long. Misfired on that shot again. Were the Chiefs. That was Abiera. Now the blue shirts pushing the rock. Uncorking that 3 was Dumancas. Couldn't make it. Escobedo back to Dumancas. Another attempt. Now he makes it for Chris Ian Dumancas. Lead is down to 18 for Arellano. Here's De Leon. First action for Dre De Leon. Flores against Diona. Couldn't make that midi. Abiera saves it from the sideline. A collision between two individuals from Arellano and St. Clair. As that's a blocking foul whistled on Desabel. Clint Manzano coming in for Desabel. De Leon using the screen of Flores. Spain action for Arellano with the shot clock winding down to 8. Baluyot with a jumper and converts for Denver. Baluyot. Borcelo crossing it against De Leon. Horns action now for St. Clair. They tried to give it to Diona in the low post. Arellano's ready for it. Diona couldn't finish. Offensive rebound for the Saints. Escobedo, midi for Soy Soy. Still couldn't get it to fall. St. Clair still has possession as Desabel. There's got a bit of water. He's now back in the floor for Coach Gino. With 14 to go in the shot clock. 8:08 in the second period. Desabel gives it to Escobedo. A bit quiet for Soy Soy in this morning's tilt. As Desabel fished for a foul. That's 2 attempts for him.
Foul number 17, Carl Flores. His first personal foul. First team foul.
Carl Flores commits the personal.
Substitution for Arellano.
As we have Lee Wang coming in now for Flores.
Leonard Desabel for 2 shots.
So Leonard Desabel coming off the bench yesterday as well against FEU. Couldn't make this first free throw. So talking about the St. Clair team, Coach Gino really did harp on looking for a better point guard, better power forward. Try to have a strong roster for the main tournament, which is NAASCU. So this is where he tries to get more players to get reps. As Baluyot couldn't get a clean pass, but they did retain possession. Talking about St. Clair, this is the best tournament for them to go against the powerhouses like Arellano and even likes of UP and LaSalle. So he was saying that he wants to get more run to even some players from the high school division or some who are still in residency or Team B. This will be the opportunity for them to play against bigger opponents, more skillful opponents. That's why he submitted a really lengthy roster or lineup for this tournament, but he gives opportunity for all of them depending on the opponent. So there were some players that played yesterday, but there were also some players that did not play yesterday but played today. So it's a bit of a shuffling of cards for Coach Gino as Renzo Obiera forced Decibel to commit the personal on that instance. But no free throws on that personal committed by Decibel. Now we resume play for the University Chiefs. Turnaround, overcooked that shot was Renzo. But St. Clair can't clear the boards. The ball stays with Arellano with 5 seconds left in the shot clock, 7.5 left before the half. Is De Leon aware? He goes for 2 dribbles, up and under, and Dre De Leon, first 2 points for him in this morning's contest. 33-12 lead for Arellano. Here's Borsello. Swinging the ball around. Now Decibel gives it to Diona. Shot clock down to 7. They go to Escobedo, to Diona. He's getting pushed. Pushed out of his comfort zone. Diona goes for the fadeaway. Couldn't make it. Couldn't get the offensive rebound as well. Was Decibel. Now De Leon can't find an opening. They swing it to the opposite side. Now it's Borromeo. Borromeo with a spin and a jumper. Off to the right on that attempt. Now it's Ibanez. Ibanez to Diona. Double team. That was a steal telegraphed by Abiera. 2 points for Renzo. 35-12 lead now for the Chiefs. Borsello gives it up to Ibanez. Top of the key with 9 to go in the shot clock. Another steal by Arellano. Here's Borromeo, one guy to beat. Turnover committed by AG Borromeo. Ball heading to the blue shirts as Mendoza and Ongotan back in for Arellano. You also have Dumangcas Montejo back in for St. Clair. Incredible move by Dre De Leon there. Extricated himself from the defense and puts himself in the scoreboard. You could see the acrobatic finish there by Renzo Abiera to put Arellano on top by 23 as we've crossed the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter. It's Monteo against De Leon. Crossover. Gets through the defense. 2 attempts from the free throw line for point guard Richmond Montejo as he was able to draw a personal from Arellano. They charge it to CJ Libang. 2 shots here for Montejo. Makes the first. So Richmond Montejo also got a ton of run yesterday against the FEU Tamaraos. There were some instances where he was able to feed the rock to guys like Escobedo and Diona for easy baskets. Even made a couple of threes from the side of St. Clair because of the playmaking of Richmond Montejo. So really looking for more of his upside and potential here in the college basketball campus tour as T-Mac Ongotan, another 3 attempt. This time it goes in for T-Mac. Lead is now up to 25 for the Chiefs. Escobedo getting hounded, gives it up to Diona. A 3 attempt, banks it home for Chris Ian Dumangcas. T-Mac couldn't make it. Now Libang gets the offensive carom. Spin move against Diona, couldn't make it. Manzano clears it for St. Clair. Montejo, eye to eye with De Leon. Another 3 attempt for Chris. This time doesn't fall for Dumangcas, to correct myself. Ongotan, another drive. This time a miss. Gray shirts, another attempt from the mid-range. Still couldn't make it. Now it's Richmond. Montejo with the numbers in transition. Dumangkas for 3. Couldn't get it to fall. Gray shirts get back the possession as Kamay and Baraka coming in for Coach Chico. We also have Parinas coming in for St. Clair. Vergara also coming in for Arellano. Two-man action for Arellano. Mendoza pops out. Doesn't see him, but it's the back cut of Barrera that they see, and Kamay with a terrific assist. An even better finish there for Baraka. Here's Dumangkas, gives it up to Diona at the top of the key. 10 to go in the shot clock. Escobedo fakes, slide opening. Pull up for 3. Couldn't make it for Soy Soy. Arellano on transition. Kamay with the behind the back, but a miscue was committed by Yuan. Now it's Ibanez back in. We have Dumangkas heading to the bench. Deflected. Ongotan deflected that pass, but ball stays with St. Clair. Still a ton of time left in the shot clock. 3:15 left before the half. 24-point lead for Arellano. Ongotan commits the personal first team foul as we're now heading to a break as the St. Clair Saints call for timeout. Back here for the final 3 and 11 of the second quarter. Arellano University still up by 24 against the St. Clair Saints. The blue shirts now have possession as Ibanez makes his first 3 of the morning. Angelo Ibanez cuts the lead to 21. First triple conversion for him after making a couple of shots in yesterday's tilt against FEU. Here's Kamay, gives it up. Mendoza, 2 dribbles, having trouble getting a clean look. Now he commits a turnover. Here's St. Clair pushing. Can't find fast break opportunities as Richmond couldn't make that jumper. They reset their offensive attack. Montejo, 2-man game with Diona, rejects the screen, pulls up for the midi, off the mark. Arellano clearing the boards, giving it now here in the right wing. Now back to T-Mac. Ongotan uncorks another 3 attempt. Couldn't make it. Diona grabs the rebound. Triple attempt for Ibanez, looking to add another one. Couldn't get it to fall this time. So personal foul committed by Montejo on that attack by T-Mac Ongotan. I believe he was unaware they're now in the penalty. So 2 free throw attempts for Team Mac Ongotan. We have Ibanez heading to the bench for Ryan Castañeda.
Team up one more time for 2 shots.
Ongotan can make that, but you know this guy really has a ton of potential as the catalyst of the offense of Arellano. You could see in their last game against Letran and NCAA, he did play 37 minutes, so he really has a ton of responsibilities in the system of Coach Chico. You could see Arellano last season, they had trouble facilitating against top-tier defense in the NCAA. With a guy like Timac Ongotan, they'll need more of support also from him, and the ability for him to involve his teammates, give them the confidence, and it starts with him as the veteran of this squad. And last season in the NCAA, he did have a triple-double, first time since 2022 for an individual to have a triple-double in the NCAA. You could see that he's an all-around player, not just in scoring. But this point guard from Bulan Sorsogon really be impressive for him. Now St. Clair, with less than 2 minutes left in the first half, looking to find a way to add more to the scoreboard as a jumper was converted there by Angelo Parinas. Vergara, or that's Buenaventura, who fished for a foul on Diona. 2 shots for Layton.
Foul number 21, Musa Joy. His second personal foul.
Second personal on Diona. Penalty situation, as mentioned for St. Clair. Make the basket for Buenaventura. Buenaventura did play 71 minutes in the NCAA in season 101, averaging 1 point and 1 rebound. So he's searching for more playing time, more opportunities under the system of Coach Chico. You could see that he did play 13 games, so they did use him off the bench as a role player. Now looking to get more playing time here in the gray jerseys of Arellano. Diona double teamed. That was not a good fall on his part, but he's all good. Just standing up. But that's a personal foul committed by Christian Vergara. First personal on him. Also on the penalty are the Chiefs. Two shots here for Diona. 4 points and 6 rebounds so far for Diona. Missed free throw once again for him. Yesterday's game, he played 30 minutes, 10 points and 8 rebounds, 3 blocks for him. They really do expect a ton of production from him from both ends. I was very impressed with his interior defense playing against Mo Konate. Yesterday, you could see he was keeping his ground, not allowing Konate to dominate. He's still a raw talent on offense, but on defense, you could see he has the intangibles and he has the fundamentals to disrupt shots, not just swat it and block it, but really just force a bad look or force a bad shot from the opponent. That's what Diona has a ton of upside in that department. As Castañeda made 2 points for St. Clair, and they force a turnover right away as Arellano commits a turnover with 55 seconds left here in the first half. They push the rock right away. No full court trap. They swing it. Another 3 attempt there. Couldn't make it. St. Clair retains possession. That was Castañeda who tried to make his first conversion from behind the arc. Just couldn't make it. Baseline inbound here for the Saints. Loyola looking for a friend. They give it. Rejected at the apex there. That was Vergara and Buenaventura. Not sure who was credited for the block, but both of them were there prepared for the drive by the Saints. It's another baseline inbound for the Saints. Now it's Loyola again, triggering it. Traveling or laying violation whistled, as it's in the rules in amateur that you can't move if it's like that, if it's like a baseline inbound. So ball heading to Arellano as they now sue for time. We'll be back after this. Back here for the final 37 seconds in the first half. Arellano still up by a comfortable 20-point margin here at the RC Gym in San Beda. You can see that Arellano's defense has been the main ingredient so far in their success. They look to bring that to their other tournaments and even at the latter parts of this current league, as they backcourt inbound now for them. Kamay commits a turnover. Loyola grabs it, but that's a foul whistled. It was Kamay who committed the personal. They will review if there was any extra curricular activity. Referees will review. If Kamay, I think he went for the ball, but let's see if there will be any unsportsmanlike foul or any of that sort. But it's terrific defense there by Loyola. It's a bit of a body check. Maybe that's why Kamay was a bit disappointed or frustrated. Forced him to commit that personal foul on Loyola. Let's see what the referees have, what they see in that instance. Regular foul whistled. Just hit him on the wrist or on the arm. Talking about the St. Clare team, some of the viewers may be unfamiliar, but this team really lost a lot of key pieces from their championship run last year. And talking to Coach Gino, he really wants to have some discipline and commitment from these boys. He knows that there are a lot of challenges and recruitment and getting players, especially with a lot of other schools also trying to get the same names. But you could see that he tries to find gems such as Escobedo, such as Ibanez and Diona, develop them. He really said a story that some of his players, they're really tasked to really warm up, get a lot of shots, certain number of shots up before practice, and still some players haven't been following that early here in this year of preparation. So the assistant coaches they're more strict, more disciplined, so that Coach Gino would be aware who are the players who are very committed to this team and this roster. And playing in this league with top tier competition, he'll really find out who are the players who should be in their main lineup. As Arellano couldn't make that basket, but we have Buenaventura cleaning up the mess. 2 points for Layton. couldn't get a clean look there was Castañeda. So at the end of the first half, we have the Arellano University Chiefs ahead by 20, 45 to 25 against the St. Clare Saints. Well, now to half, 45-25 lead for Arellano. Back here for the halftime analysis as we have the Arellano Chiefs up against the St. Clair Saints 45-25. First game of the quadruple header here at the San Beda University gym. So I hope everyone's on their couch watching more basketball action as we determine the best of the best here in the collegiate ranks. We have field goals. Arellano way up, 18 out of 37 compared to 9 out of 32 for St. Clair. Rebounding battle is knotted at 23. Assists also close, 6-5. Turnovers, St. Clair has more by 5, but it's the steals department wherein Arellano has a huge advantage, 12-6, leading to 15-7 points off turnovers advantage. Meanwhile, for the leading scorers, we have Ongotan top scoring with 10, Aaron Manansala with 7, and Yuan Kamay with 4. Meanwhile, for St. Clair, we have Dumangkas with 6, M. Ibanez with 5, and Ryan Castañeda with 4. So different individuals contributing now for St. Clair. And for Arellano, we have the top scorer, Ongotan, the usual key cog of the University Chiefs. But we have Manansala, the rookie, making his presence felt in less than 5 minutes of play already with 7 markers for Coach Chico Manabat. So Arellano, as you could see in their NCAA campaign, they wanted to lessen their turnovers. Still a bit of an issue here to start the NSAC College Basketball Campus Tour Tournament. But they've been more efficient in the offensive end, getting cleaner looks right at the doorstep. That's why they've increased their lead to 20 as we start the third period. We'd like to welcome you all here to the more basketball coverage. I'm Diego Vergel de Dios, the commentator for the first game. Some missed shot there for Ray Ladica. But 2 free throw attempts coming up for him. Escobedo commits the personal. Second personal for him. First team foul for St. Clair. As we have Ray Ladica, an NBTC All-Star in the high school ranks. That's where the top of the top in the high school division come from. And Ray Ladica was ranked number 11 in NBTC prospects. So they have a ton of expectations for Ray Ladica. He just came from the Arellano Braves in the high school division. They just finished their season recently, and now he's already in the college ranks, looking for a roster spot in the NCAA for Coach Chico Manabat. Telegraph that pass was Vinoya. One guy to beat, 2 points for Mav. 23-point cushion now for Arellano. DHO action now for St. Clair. They're having trouble. They give it to Diona, but telegraph there. Counter turnover for St. Clair. Couldn't make it for Montejo. But then it's a foul whistled on Arellano. Ongotan, so we have now it's Diona getting the ball from the sideline inbound. Ball screen, horns action now. Manzano, Montejo. Couldn't handle the rock now, Manzano. Couldn't make that midi. Here's Ongotan. Ongotan gives it up to Geronimo. They swing the ball around. Here's Vinoya. DHO with Ongotan. They knew where he was going. Shot clock winding down to 7. Hand off to Vinoya. Overcooked it. The Saints get the rebound. 4-on-3 fast break. Drop pass. Perfect one for Kilint Manzano. Lead is down to 21 as we approach the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter. Earn J. Geronimo, another basket for him. 23-point lead for Arellano. 7:50 left in the third quarter. Here's Montejo. Montejo having trouble. Spectacular defense again by Arellano. But a bit too aggressive there was Earn J. Oh, Ladica committed the personal. So you have Loyola coming in now for Montejo. No resistance on that drive by J. Geronimo. Easy 2 points for him. Here's Loyola. Shot clock down to 7 for St. Clair. They switch that screen and roll action. Up and under for Loyola. Couldn't get it to fall. Diona cleans up his mess. First and 1 conversion for Musa Diona. Diona can't get that free throw to fall. Now Arellano looking for an answer. Geronimo pass was telegraphed by the Saints. Loyola gets through the defense and Valencia commits the personal. 2 more freebies for the Saints. Loyola makes the first. Loyola makes both. Lead is now cut to 19 for Arellano. Another pick and roll action for the Chiefs. They swing the ball around. Another attempt. Overcooked that shot. Was Valencia. Now St. Clair, another basket, courtesy of Clint Manzano. A bit of a run for them. The lead is now down to 17 for the Chiefs. Geronimo against Loyola. Loyola pressuring him. Gives it to Ongota now. 2-man action with Vinoya. Ongotan extricates himself from the defense and makes the basket. 19-point lead for Arellano. Ongotan continues to be the leading scorer for the Chiefs. As the lead is now up to 19 with 6 and change left in the third frame. Manzano, high-low action. Diona gets that to fall. Musang Diona, another basket for him. 52-35 score. Ongotan fakes, spin move, jumper for 2 again for T-Mac. Loyola has no trouble crossing it. Now it's Loyola against 2 Chiefs jerseys. A 3 attempt for Soy Soy, couldn't make it. Loyola cleans up his mess and makes a basket for Aljon Loyola. Five and change left here in the third period. Arellano swinging the ball around in the perimeter. They have Valencia now. Switch by St. Clair. Shot clock down to 6. Valencia against Diona. Fakes, lost the handle. They can't complete the steal as Arellano retains possession with 1 second left in the shot clock. Hernal and Libang coming in for the gray shirts of the Chiefs. Will they go for the lob or the catch and shoot here? They go for the quick baskets and they make it courtesy of CJ Libang. 56-37 score, 4 and 50 left in the third period. Arellano goes under on that screen and roll. Diona, cross-court pass to Soy Soy. Escobedo, 2 defenders on his grill, couldn't make it, but Diona gets the offensive rebound, makes the tip-in. Lead is down to 17. And a turnover, a bit too risky was that pass by Geronimo. St. Clair is able to cut into this lead if they make another basket on this sequence. De Leon and Abiera back in for Arellano. You have Geronimo and Ladica getting a breather for Coach Chico Manabat. Man-to-man defense for Arellano. Loyola drew a personal. They, who do they give? They give it to De Leon. First, that's a foul, Dre De Leon. Converts that, Loyola. So, in their previous game, Loyola actually did not get to play against FEU. But today, he's getting a lot of run, being a better point guard today compared to Richmond Montejo. So Coach Gino giving him more run here in the second half. And he's answering his coach's call, making a couple of baskets and dish-offs as Ongotan went for the acrobatic finish and made the basket. The defense did not matter on that possession. 17-point lead now for the Chiefs. You could see his athleticism was on full array in that sequence. Another basket converted by Angelo Ebañez. Ongotan pulls up for three this time and another basket for T-Mac. Ongotan. 61-43 lead now for Arellano. T-Mac Ongotan's on fire. And with 3 and change left in the third period, this guy's on track to put Arellano win number 1 for their squad. As we have a timeout here for the Saints. St. Clair Saints with 3 and 20 left in the third quarter. We'll be back. Back here for the final 3 and 20 of the third quarter. The Arellano University Chiefs continues to showcase their prowess on both ends of the floor. The lead continues to be on a substantial margin, up by 18. Main man T-Mac Ongotan creating a highlight reel of his own here in the third quarter. Acrobatic finish against Diona. Even made a 3 attempt. Now he's still on the floor, up by 18. Now they have adjusted to a zone defense to surprise the Saints. But Ebañez overcooked that 3 attempt. Now Arellano pushing the pace, dictating tempo. Abiera pulls up for 3, converts. First conversion for Renzo Abiera from long distance. 21-point lead now for Arellano. They're playing zone defense, 2-3 variety now for the Chiefs. You can see their bench counting on Diona. Hopefully getting the 3-second call, but they weren't successful in that possession. But they got a successful stop as Abiera went to the offhand and couldn't convert that layup. Now it's St. Clair setting up their half-court set. They call the salute play. Now Loyola swings it to the wing. Escobedo. Perimeter passing for St. Clair. We have Loyola getting hounded. They swing it to the corner. 4 to go in the shot clock. 2 to go for Ebañez. He dribbles, double clutch. Slightly hit the rim, I believe. So they get another crack at this. Ebañez, another shot. In and out. Chiefs clear the boards this time. Ongotan, 2 guys to beat. Lost the handle and still made it for Nipak Ongotan. 23-point lead now for the Chiefs. Loyola directing traffic for the Saints. Ibanez, 10 to go in the shot clock. Diona dunks it out though as he did draw personal, so 2 attempts for Musang Diona. They whistled the personal on Sai Hernal. First personal for him. Penalty situation for Arellano. For Arellano, they actually were the worst in terms of fouls in the NCAA in season 101. He committed the most. That's why they've been in the penalty the past 2 quarters, but hasn't been an issue in the scoreboard so far. That's something they need to work on as well, not forcing their opponents to get freebies at the line. As Diona gets that to fall. Better free throw showing for him in this sequence compared to the previous ones, as he made both in this instance. They gave it to Libang against Diona. Almost traveled on that, but he committed a turnover regardless. Here's Richmond. Montejo couldn't trickle in on that layup attempt. Now Arellano with 1 minute and change left in the third period. Manansala, another jumper. Too strong on that one. Dre De Leon resets their offense. Back to Abiera, long distance attempt. Diona clears it for St. Clare. Here's Montejo. Montejo instructing his guys where to go. Double team, drop pass. Basket is out for Manzano. Another chance. Manzano still couldn't make it for Clint. The gray shirts grab the defensive carom. Here's De Leon. Man-to-man defense for St. Clare. They drop on that pick and roll coverage. Now Arellano goes DHO. Manansala against Diona. 2 points for Aaron. 3-second shot clock, game clock differential. St. Clair going for the last shot here. 2-3 zone defense for Arellano. Escobedo, top of the key with 6 to go in the shot clock. Montejo gives it to Manzano. Back to Montejo, uncorks a 3. Swishes that home with 1 to go. As the last shot of the quarter, as Richmond Montejo, first triple conversion for him to cut the lead to 20. At the end of the third period, it's the Arellano University Chiefs up by 20, 68-48 as we head to this break. Back here as we look at some of the third quarter highlights. Fiona, clear steal for him, clear look as well in the transition opportunity. It's a personal foul there committed by Ongotan to prevent fast break chance. Extra pass there, that basket for Clint Manzano. Diona top scoring for the Saints already with 14 and 11 for Diona. Easy layup off a defensive stop there for the Saints, courtesy of Clint Manzano. You can see a spin move to a basket there for T-Mac. Ongotan top scoring with 21 markers for the University Chiefs, up by 20. As we now start the third quarter, the Chiefs did have an incredible first period, outscoring St. Clair 29-8. Second quarter, 16 points for Arellano, 17 for St. Clair in the third quarter. So 23 all for both schools. As Richmond, another basket for Richmond. Montejo Lead is now down to 18 for Arellano. Here's Langit holding the jersey of Montejo, but it was Montejo who was a bit too aggressive. Fourth personal for Richmond Montejo. Here's Langit. Langit behind the back. 7 to go. Pull up jumper for MJ. Couldn't make it. Couldn't make that offensive rebound as well for Borromeo. Here's Ibanez swinging it to the opposite side. We have Richmond double teamed. 6 to go in the shot clock for the Saints. Ibanez was too short on that attempt, but the foul was whistled on Baluyot.
Foul number 78, Denver Baluyot. His first personal foul. Team's first.
First personal, first team foul on Denver Baluyot. Ibanez gets that to trickle in for his first free throw attempt. So Ibanez started this game already with 8 points for Ibanez, 1 rebound, 1 steal for Ibanez, as they expect more from his outside shooting prowess in the system of Coach Gino. So that was an aggressive drive there, leading to a personal from Prince Perez. First appearance for him. He was not part of the NCAA 101 roster, so it's a rookie for Prince Perez. He was aggressive on that drive, ultra aggressive, I may add, and now he has 2 free throws for Prince. Couldn't make that one though. That's what makes this league interesting, according to Coach Chico Manabat. He really loves it that here in the NSAC tournament, you could add as many players in your roster. Their maximum FSAs or locals. There's really no limit. You could try to play a lot of players regardless of the opponent, regardless of the game day. And that gives him the opportunity to find the final lineup or final roster for the NCAA, because they get opportunities against top-tier competition. That's something that other leagues may also look at for their preseason if they want to emulate this NSAC league, and how the coaches and even the schools are pleased with the opportunities given by the organizers. Drop pass by Richmond, leading to a basket for Desabel. That's Leonard Desabel's another basket for him. As Langit committed a turnover. Not a turnover yet, as it's exactly 16 seconds left in the game clock. So the pass here of the Chiefs must be straight to the front court, or else it will be an 8-second backcourt violation. They do pass it cleanly to Langit. Kick out to traveling violation whistled on Aaron Manansala. They were able to save that possession, but it was Manansala who was a bit too hesitant. That slight hesitation caused him to commit the traveling violation. You have Carl Flores coming in for Gearbau Dimitria. Arellano loves blitzing these pick and roll actions from the Saints, but this time they couldn't complete a stop, as 2 more free throw attempts coming up for Richmond Montejo. It was Prince Perez who committed the personal this time. 2nd team foul for Arellano. 3rd team foul, correct myself, 3rd team foul for the Chiefs. Montejo already with 6 points today at the free throw line, and he makes his 2nd free throw this morning's contest. Adding to his stat line is 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 1 steal for Montejo, despite the 4 personal fouls. Still getting a lot of run here in the 4th quarter. They clear the boards. And there was a personal foul committed by the Chiefs. Parinas is heading to the free throw line.
His second personal foul, 14th foul. Substitution for Arellano.
Perez heading to the bench and Vinoya. And we also have Kamay coming back in for Langit.
On the line for 2 shots.
Parinas now at the free throw line. So 2 points so far for Angelo Parinas. 2 rebounds for him. In yesterday's action, he did play against FU Diliman, contributing 1 rebound as well in 7 minutes of action. Makes that for Parinas. Lead is cut down to 12 with 7 and change left here in the 4th quarter. Kamay with a fake handoff, but he couldn't convert that layup. Now it's 2 more freebies for Kamay. Quick substitution there for Coach Gino. Tesabel heading to the bench for Manzano.
On the line for 3 shots, Juan Kamay.
According to Coach Chico, Kamay is one of their key cogs here in the NSAC Basketball League, and he did play last year for the Chiefs, averaging 3.93 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 2.87 assists in 15 games. Over 15 minutes of play as well for Coach Chico. It was a bit of a mishandle by the Saints as Manansala, 1 guy to beat and 1 conversion for Aaron Manansala, the Spitfire guard here of Coach Chico, getting his presence felt. The offensive machine already in double digits for Aaron Manansala. Been fantastic so far coming off the bench. Manansala couldn't make it. St. Clare clears it. So now we have Pau Havelona supporting the NU Bulldogs basketball team. Will mean the next game here for NU. So everyone must watch that if you want to see the new NU team. Sporting a lot of new guys as their main cogs like Jake Figueroa have graduated already. It's a new roster for their school. As Arellano committed a personal there. As they're in the penalty with 1 second left in the shot clock. It's a holding foul whistle. So now it's Ibanez at the free throw line for Coach Gino. Ibanez couldn't make that free throw. Already up to 16 minutes today, 9 points for him. 1 3-point attempt. First miss from the free throw line for him. He makes it, so 3 out of 4 now for Angelo. We also have Chris Ian Dumangkas back in for Ibanez. $16-point lead now for the Chiefs. They swing it to the corner. Manansala, another jumper. Couldn't make it. Save right to Manansala by Kamay. Swings it. A 3 attempt for Baluyot. They couldn't make it. Rebound by Montejo. St. Clair has a chance to cut into this lead. They drive. They drop pass. It's another foul. So 2 more free throws for St. Clair. This time it will be Parinas who will get 2 more free throw attempts. Yeah. We have Coach MC Habulushon also. Yeah. former coach here of the Ala Pilipinas coach and current assistant coach of the NU Bulldogs program. Parinas makes the second free throw. Lead us down to 13, 6, and 11 left in the fourth quarter as Coach Gino puts back in Diona for the final run here for St. Clair, looking for an upset here at the RC Gym in San Beda University. We have 3 more games after this. So continue watching for more basketball action, but a 3-point conversion. First one for Carl Flores, 16-point lead now for Arellano. 2-2-1 press now for the Chiefs. Montejo safely crosses it. Now he's looking for a friend, gives it up. Manzano. DHO action. Telegraphed by the Chiefs. They give it back to Richmond. Makes the 3 attempt with less than 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Now the lead is down to 13 with 5 and change left in the fourth. Here's Yuan. Kamay couldn't get that layup to trickle in. Here's St. Clair looking to cut to this lead. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Who do they go to? Escobedo's doubled. They go to Diona. Height advantage for him. 2 points for Musang Diona. The lead is down to 10? 11 with 4:55 left. The Arellano Chiefs sue for time and will be back after this. Back here for the 4:55 left in the fourth quarter. St. Clair Saints looking to mount a comeback here against the Arellano University Chiefs. Arellano's been up almost the whole game as we now welcome Mr. Paulino Caico from the Arellano University's program, like supporting his school, looking for their first win here at the San Beda University Gym. St. Clair forcing a ton of missed shots. Also a few turnovers leading to easy baskets courtesy of 3-point shots and even a few layups. But the highlight of it has been the free throws. Some of you may not see it due to the highlights because it's free throws. You could see it's been effective so far for Coach Gino. As Ongotan was contested heavily by Diona on that layup attempt. Successful stop for St. Clair. Manzano pops out. They give it to Diona. Diona lost the handle though. Now Arellano slows it down to milk the clock with 4 and change left here in the fourth period. Geronimo directing traffic. Geronimo, eye to eye here with Escobedo. They swing it to Ongotan. Pull up for 3. Too much to the right. Another rebound for Diona. Montejo with 4 minutes left in the fourth, still down by 11. He gets the switch, mismatch, advantage St. Clair, and 1 conversion for Richmond. Montejo. Lead is down to single digit now with 3:51 left in the fourth quarter. Richmond Montejo search for the mismatch. Saw a speed advantage over Mav Vinoya. Another basket for him. He's been the catalyst in this fourth quarter comeback despite the limited playing time. In the first 3 quarters, due to foul trouble, you could see he's been aggressive. He's been effective with his attacks. The lead is now down to 8 here in the final stretch of the period. Geronimo having trouble getting through the defense of Escobedo. They give it to Ongotan. Ongotan one-on-one. A bit of a up and under move, but overcooked that shot. The blue shirts looking to trim the deficit even more in this sequence. Manzano looking for Diona. Diona, 2 points for Musang. Diona, lead is down to 6 for the Saints. Still 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Will they complete this success? Will they complete this incredible comeback? Vinoya for 3, in and out. Rebound by Valencia, swatted by the Saints as the gray shirts retain possession. With 2:57 left here in the fourth. Ongotan pops out, midi for him. Still couldn't get it to fall. Another stop there. Manzano gets the rebound. Here's St. Clair with Loyola. Dribbling, gives it to Diona against Libang. Swings it to Escobedo. Escobedo, crossover. Couldn't make it, but 2 more free throw attempts for Soy Soy Escobedo. Timac Ongotan commits the personal and the referee's signal that they'll review the last foul. As he was hit above the shoulder. Let's see what the referees will call in this one. With 2:35 left here in the fourth quarter, the defense of St. Clair, which I did mention earlier in this game, really impressive against FEU for stretches, but the consistency is what Coach Gino's been looking for here in the fourth quarter. They've been consistent in making stops, forcing Ongotan to tougher shots compared to the first 3 quarters. And now you could see that the deficit is trimmed to 2 possessions and anything can happen, especially here in the collegiate basketball division. You could see Ongotan was a bit frustrated with a hit. He was slightly hit in the face. That's why he also tried to hit him as well on that defensive foul. And the referees call an unsportsmanlike foul on Timac Ongotan. So it's 2 free throws now for Soy Soy Escobedo. And it's also going to be the ball possession for St. Clair. Escobedo couldn't make that free throw. 0 points in 28 minutes so far for Soy Soy Escobedo. He's been the main focus in the scouting report here of Coach Chico Manabat. His first point of this morning's contest, but still contributing on various facets, becoming a threat as a cutter, as an off-ball movement, as we'll resume our conversation after this break as St. Clair calls for time. Back here for the final 2:35 in the fourth quarter. The St. Clair Saints are on track for an incredible comeback, only down by 5. Biggest lead by Arellano was 25 points at a juncture here in the game, but down to 5 with 2:35 left. It's really been the defense, in my opinion, that's been the main driver for the success of St. Clair, forcing Arellano to tough defensive positions as well. That's why they've been committing a lot of fouls. And St. Clair's been making their free throws already. 71% and 20 makes so far for St. Clair. They give it to Diona. Midi for Diona. Misfired though. Could have been cutting that down to 1 possession if he made it. But he wasn't successful. Now it's Geronimo. Diona slightly shows. Now it's Abiera, top of the circle. 3. Couldn't fall for Abiera. Now the Saints crossover by Loyola. Anticipated was Abiera on that pass, but ball stays with the blue shirts. 2:05 left here in the fourth. 17 on the shot clock. Seventeen seconds on the shot clock. Baseline inbound here for St. Clair. Here's Dumancas, uncorks a 3. Too strong on that attempt. Now it's Arellano. One more chance for them to put the nail on the coffin. Here's Geronimo using the Libang screen. Steal by St. Clair. That's Dumancas. Gives it up to Manzano. That's another turnover again for St. Clair. Now Geronimo. Geronimo slows it down, being the calm presence here for the gray shirts. Ongotan against Loyola. Help defense there by Soy Soy. Now Arellano having trouble getting a clean look. Another turnover for their squad. Loyola, they see the numbers. Dumancas, 3 attempt. He gave it back last minute, but he made the midi. Give and go on that possession. 1 possession game here at the San Beda University gym. As timeout was whistled by the Chiefs, lead is down to 3 with 1:13 left here in the fourth quarter. Back here for the final 1:13. You could see Coach Gino Manansala mapping out a play here for St. Clair. Their defensive stop. They need to get another successful one, as Arellano will have a half-court inbound. Half-court, so the shot clock will be at 14. With 1:13 left. But this fourth quarter has been sensational for St. Clair, outscoring Arellano 25-8. Let's see if they can complete this comeback as we resume play. Geronimo gives it up to Ongotan, their top gunner. Switch now for St. Clair. He can't get that to go. Diona with a successful stop. Oh, but then the rebound wasn't grabbed by his teammate. Now Abiera with 9 to go in the shot clock. Less than a minute left in the game clock. Diona switches. Diona couldn't get that successful stop this time, and Abiera makes that basket to put the lead back to 2 possessions with 47.5 left. We'll be back after this. Back here for 47.5 seconds left. Abiera made a basket to increase the lead to 5 for Arellano. St. Clair looking to make another basket here in any sort of way, even like a free throw or layup, anything to try to still have a realistic chance of getting win number 1. But it's been the comeback that's been a positive sight for their squad. You can see the fight and the fortitude. It's really Coach Gino's been looking for. He'll still be happy regardless of the result, in my opinion. But let's see if they can complete this incredible charge for their squad. Escobedo gets it against Abiera. Escobedo, 2 dribbles. Went for the layup, couldn't convert. Now Arellano will waste a weight of time. Less than 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 16-second shot clock, game clock differential. Turnover for the Chiefs. 4-on-3 fast break. Ongotan commits the personal, which will be the result that St. Clair would like as the game clock stops. And they'll get to add 2 more points in the scoreboard. As we have Coach Jeff Napa looking on, the head coach of the NU Bulldogs. Will be the next game for NU. So the number 1 seed in the UAAP last year, looking for new weapons in his arsenal with a lot of graduating players for the Bulldogs. Montejo nails the first. Still a ton of time. They can force a turnover, force missed free throws from Arellano. If you're a St. Clair fan, shouldn't lose hope yet with a lot of time left in the game clock. And Richmond, Montejo makes both. Coach Chico Manabat decides to use his final timeout with 24.7 left and will be back after this break. Back for the final 24.7 seconds. The Arellano Chiefs still up by 378-75 against the St. Clair Saints. Arellano will have possession and they decide to inbound it in the backcourt. So they have the full shot clock. But then you'll have risk to commit a turnover in the backcourt. So let's see what Coach Chico has up his sleeve. There's a clean inbound and a couple of made free throws to seal the victory. But that's easier said than done for the gray shirts. Now they cleanly inbound it to Abiera. Referee, they do whistle a personal there on Chris Ian Dumangkas. But Coach Gino's signaling for a review. Let's see if the referees allow it. Or is that prohibited from a foul? And I believe they do not allow it. So now Abiera will be back at the free throw line. So Renzo Abiera's from the NU program before. But you can see he's really one of the main cogs of Coach Chico Manabat. He's one of the top wing players, a shooter here for Arellano. That's why they gave him the ball to make these free throws and he makes the first. Misfired on the second though. And he gets another opportunity after cleaning up the boards. 2 more attempts here for Renzo Abiera. The ball bounced back right to him. 2 more attempts for Renzo. In the previous NCAA Season 101, Renzo Abiera was 26 of 37 from the free throw line. 70%
It's above average compared to other collegiate players. You do know why they're giving it to him. But he's missed 2 already here in the crucial stages of the 4th. So giving a slight opportunity for St. Clair. But no timeouts for both schools. Both schools in the penalty as well. Abiera makes the second. St. Clair needs to go quick. Montejo gives it up. Diona couldn't catch it cleanly. Now it's heading to the gray shirts of Arellano. As man down here, that's Ongotan. 12.2 left in the game clock. More than over now here at the San Beda University gym. Will likely be a victory for the Arellano Chiefs. Kamay gives it to Libang. Back to Kamay. That's it. Ongotan seals the victory for the Chiefs. 82-75 victory for Arellano. As it's win number 1 for the Chiefs. 83-75 to correct myself. It's an all-around performance. It's an impressive performance, especially in the defensive end for Arellano. And I would say, correct myself, it's 82-75, so the initial score was correct. 82-75 for Arellano. I would say it's a really impressive showing on the defensive end, which is what they're elite at, I would say, for Arellano. And it's been an impressive showing all around, led by T-Mac Ongotan. A bit of a quiet game from Valencia and from Vinoya. But you could see Aaron Manansala, the rookie, was also incredible for Arellano. So really a ton of upside as we look at the rebounder of the game. Musang Diona grabbing 14 caroms for the Saint Center, playing almost the whole game. But unfortunately, it's the second loss for the Saints. A lot of possibilities and upside for them. Meanwhile, the player of the game for the Arellano Chiefs, T-Mac Ongotan, top scoring, 20-plus markers for him. A bit of an inefficient game, but you could see he was the leader that they needed. And that's all she wrote for Arellano University Chiefs. So thank you everyone for watching us here for the first game of the NSAC College Basketball Campus. 3 more games here in San Beda. So I'm Diego Vergel de Jos, your commentator for this morning's contest.